telling the guys up top, I'm like, hold on, do you understand how powerful the sun is? And then she was telling me like she only been in here a month. I'm like, okay, that's cool. You probably don't. But yeah, the sun is, listen, guys, you have the advantage being in the Bahamas or like where's anywhere, if wherever you at right now and you getting a lot of sun, anytime you can get a lot of sun, that's an advantage. Now, the sun can get hot to you if you are not aware of the sun and how it really works. So with the sun, like you have to take your mind to a deeper level when you meditate. Like how when you in the Bahamas, I know she down there in Jamaica. But like y'all on certain energy points being in them Caribbean islands. You know, that's very strong energy points right there on the planet, on the realm, in those right there in those Caribbean islands.
Right.
So when you feel the heat from the sun is making you feel like, oh, you know, I need some AC, I need some air. Like you say, it's too hot. So you would feel like it's too hot. And I remember feeling like that at a time in life too. Like when
My
you not
family
fully,
think I'm crazy because I'm
yeah,
like, I don't want no air. Don't turn on a fan. Like, I'm cool. Let's just ride. We
yeah,
don't need no fan. Like, the fan
yeah.
is off.
Just let it be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. When you become aware, because I mean, okay, no, ain't nothing wrong with you getting a little air if you decide to get air. That's an element. That's cool. But like just becoming aware of the connection to the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like it helps you to get past the heat. Because I've been to the point where like I meditate the sun. You know what I'm saying, or whatever, and I'm able to conquer the heat of the sun because I'm embracing the heat for what it's doing to your avatar. You know, it feel like heat. It feel like heat because of all the oxygen that we take into our and through our nostrils. All this oxygen we taking in. So we not breathing hydrogen. And the sun is full of hydrogen and photon energy with the chromosphere around it. So all that, all that, all of that direct celestial heat hitting you like that, it makes it feel real warm to you. It gives you that warm effect where you coming from, like because you new to university, so that's why I want you to understand. Is I know they might know down there already, but because we all at different points. But like, you gotta like, do you meditate? Are you at the point of
No.
meditation yet? Okay, well,
No.
yeah, you gotta meditate. You gotta, because that's a big part of it. Like without the meditation, you ain't gonna connect to none of the natural elements. So meditation is what opens you up. Yeah, when you start to meditate, then you could just start with little 3 minutes. You know, you gotta do no 30 minutes, hours when you just starting off, because it's gonna be hard for you to do it that long anyway. But just start with like 3 minutes, then 6, then 9, and just work your way up because as you do that, it's going to open you. It's going to make you more, you're going to become more empathetic to the elements around you, to nature, to certain things. And that's that divine feminine that you need. Like that's a part of you being a divine feminine. So being in that sun, you have a huge advantage. It's a lot of energy that you can use to power up all type of intentions and manifest and make things happen. Sort of like Queen Khalifa was doing in California, or sort of like Marie Laveau was doing down in New Orleans, or Queen Nanny was doing in Jamaica. You know, you got all these different stories about these goddesses, Cleopatra, you know, amongst the Egyptians, and you know, North America is North Africa. So, and what they used to call North Africa used to all be Egypt, you know. So when you're talking to present day North America, that's the ancient Egypt of old. You know what I'm saying? Because present day North America is really North Africa. So
Right.
um that's how they hit us from ourselves. But being in the Caribbean, you on a very powerful ley line. So, you know, those ley lines right there, if you could really tap into yourself and start to get into your meditation, you got all the elements. You got the fire because you got the sun. You right there with the water. You know what I'm saying? Which is another powerful element. You got fire and water right there. You got the breeze, the air. The air blows. Y'all get breezes through Jamaica and the Bahamas. So you got the air. Like a lot of them Caribbean spots, you got all the elements vibrating at an exquisite point, which is why people like to take vacations going to the Caribbean and going to see these things, because the soul already understands and feels that power from it. So anytime people will spend thousands just to get to Jamaica and the Bahamas. You know, these are tourist attractions to individuals that don't live there. But a lot of the carbonated beings we don't understand is because of the way our souls is connected to the elements. You know what I'm saying? And if, like, for example, if you was aware of who you really are, and you over there, we have goddesses like you in the Bahamas and goddesses down there like her in Jamaica, and y'all working certain, doing certain spell work using the elements with an intent to go toward our oppressors. And then we over here in this part of the planet doing it. Then we got other people down there, other parts of the planet doing it. That's how we connect all our power. That's how we did it anciently to maneuver, to move the enemy, the oppressors off of our land. It's gonna take the magic. It's not gonna take the physical. It's gonna take shit you could do in the crib offline. You know what I'm saying? Little basic shit. But if we was all doing it, you feel me? If we all doing it, then that's where the power comes. That's where the power generated at. You know, it's a we I keep saying we fight a spiritual war. So that's why I say, like, you gotta know that. You gotta know that how dark your skin is, that's neuromelanin. It's a lot of power in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wish my skin was even darker than it is now, because I know what I know about. I'm just being
Right.
honest.
Right.
Knowing what I know about neuromelanin, it's like my avatar wouldn't even be this complexion had it not been for certain rapings taking place from white slave masters. In my family, like, this happened to a lot of families. You know, after we reached that point of what they like to call slavery, even though that wasn't all of us enslaved, you still had a lot of us fighting against them, but you still was, that was us. It was those of us that were getting caught. You know what I'm saying? And they was doing this on land, like Bahamas and Jamaica as well. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know your that skin pigmentation that you have. That's a lot of power, and you're a goddess. So you're sitting at the threshold of all the power. You know, like, that's what you got to know. You know, you just can't be out there like, oh, it's too hot. It's let me get in.
Absorb all of that.
Right. Love
You
it.
feel me? Yeah, no, you gotta know. Like, I'm a black goddess. I'm
And when you
stardust.
said that we give the sun life, like, that was so powerful. What lecture was that? Was that on? I think it was on the last one I watched. Not Queen Khalifa, the one before that. Not the birds one. What's the one right in between that lecture?
You talking about the colored people ones? I think
The
I
one
don't know
on
if that's one.
YouTube in between the birds. It was on one of the recent lectures, but you said that, and I was like, definitely, like, that moved me for sure. Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. We do. We give life to the sun. We give life to the elements. That's why you
Mm-hmm.
have to go inside of yourself. You know, like, and
True.
it's like the only way
Crazy horse. Sorry.
nah,
Crazy
you
horse.
good. Yeah,
Crazy
the
horse.
only way to understand that is to go within ourselves, to go deep within ourselves. Like, it's just that simple. Like, so you telling me all I gotta do is close my eyes and start sitting with myself? Yes, it's that simple. Because you can do everything from that point. You know, that's the point of creation. Like, just, yeah, your being give life. If all the carbonated beings was to leave the planet, the sun couldn't exist. Yeah, like, that's another secret that they keep from us giving life to the sun, giving
Mm-hmm.
life to one of the most powerful things in their eyes, you know, on the planet. Because we got things way more powerful, but they could never understand or comprehend our magic to that level. You know, even when you look
Right.
at ancient Timbuktu, which was a university, ancient Timbuktu was an ancient university. We had so many universities, so many schools. We got so many universities that where they went and they stole artifacts and documents, and they rewrote certain things and got their hands on certain instructions and scribes, and yeah, like that. That's what they did. And then certain schools would hide themselves. Certain people would shut their schools down and raise to a higher frequency. Like I was talking about on my lecture last night about Marie Laveau, who they call the Voodoo Queen. I was talking about that on my website and talking about how, like, no, like, you know, like, she was doing a lot of work, like, with Queen Annie, and really them the same. Like, a lot of people don't know that, you know, like, what they call in voodoo, you know, that was a religion, you know what I'm saying? And then the ancient voodoo that was practiced, that's not even really getting practiced no more at all. The voodoo that's get practiced nowadays be more like with a Catholic twist to it. You know what I'm saying? And it be revolving around like blood sacrifices and stuff like that. And you ain't got to do all that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, so what we was left with was like hoodoo and stuff like that, which is what Marie Laveau was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what she was doing. You know, she was pulling up the energy. See, the reason I've been talking about, I guess the ancestors been making me give a lot of lectures about like the goddesses lately. I've been peeping that because I just go off what they tell me to talk about. And I know it's because we in this war and it's going to take the divine feminine energy to rise up. Like, y'all got like, yeah, the gods, we going to rise up regardless and fight. We already know how to fight. But a big thing that's been took from us was the fact that the divine feminine energy, y'all was like, they took the fight out of y'all. They didn't really take the fight out of us. You know, they kind of took it more so out of y'all. And they got the world thinking like, you know, the goddesses, it wasn't no warriors. Like the goddesses was like, it was just the gods slaying shit. You know, like they'll show a god with a sword. They'll show a god on the horse. They'll show us. They don't let it be known like shit. You know, our goddesses went damn near even harder because y'all was moving with that intent of these are all my creations. Where we, the gods, we created everything but y'all, right? Because y'all had us create everything after y'all. That's what y'all created us to do, to provide and protect y'all. So, like, and not because y'all like needed us, but more so because y'all wanted us. Like, okay, well, it's just boring doing all this shit with just me. So I want to add something else to the equation. And then that's how y'all grafted us, you know. But at the same time, it's y'all energy that was put into us that gives us our power from source. You know what I'm saying? That's why all the ancient warriors and tribes, like I said, they always had to go to that high priestess and get that okay, well, he's a warrior chief. To get your slot, to get your chief slots in these tribes, you had to always go through a goddess and get that approval to be like, that's how it was anciently. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you hear like stories of like Queen Khalifa, you know what I'm saying, or Queen Nanny in Jamaica, those are just some of the small stories. Like it's so many stories where like the Amazons, you know, like that's a whole warrior tribe too. You know what I'm saying? Of black goddesses. You feel me? The Californians, a whole warrior tribe of black goddesses, you know, that didn't fuck around. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that divine feminine energy has to connect again, like on the war path, like it used to be. Cause like that's how y'all used to be. Y'all was way more aggressive with y'all war tactics. Y'all was way more. It wasn't just us. It was always us together. It wasn't just like gods warring. It was the gods and goddesses warring. You know, that's what made us so powerful. So like even like a lot of everything that get formed nowadays to be just based around like grabbing the gods when it's time to fight. But like the goddesses, y'all gotta know, like y'all gotta fight too. Like y'all even more powerful than us with the fighting. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all created it. Y'all had that moving with that essence of pure understanding. You feel me? This is what made y'all war so heavy and fight so hard. You know? You know what I'm saying? This what made us as a group so dangerous. Like, you know, the gods, it wasn't just like the gods. We had that backup of having y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it was like they couldn't, it was that duality connecting as one. Yeah, that's a tough fear. And just the pure intent of freeing our planet so we could free ourselves and free our people. Can't nothing stop that. Nothing can stop that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing can stop that. Like, that's the power right there. You know what I'm saying? But right now it's like, you know, we remember who we are. So a lot of the goddesses didn't know they was that powerful. Y'all was kind of put on the back burner. Like, no, like y'all powerful too. Like in war, yeah, y'all knew y'all was intelligent and analytical. Y'all knew that. But, you know, it was always said like, hey, let us play football. We rougher, right? Let us do our lifting. We stronger, right? But like, no, like y'all do the same things we do. It's gonna take that balance to come back. That's what we at right now with it. Like, and like I said, we have to tap into the ley lines. You know, the same things that these air dragons, the real ones, that they use when they travel, like the ley lines in the planet. You can't see that if your frequency not on a certain level. We gotta raise our frequency to that level, and we rising as a planet. The planet is rising. So we have to rise with it and raise our frequency to that level. We need to be meditating 3 times a day. Like I keep saying, that you should be meditating 3 times a day at the highest. At the worst, you should meditate at least once every few days. That's at the worst. You know what I'm saying? And if you just starting out, meditate like 3 minutes and build your way up. I do every day, once a day, 3-minute meditation and build your way up. Next week, let me go 6 minutes. Next week after that, treat it like a workout. Like, okay, I'm going to start off doing 100 push-ups this week. All right, next week I'm going up to 500. Okay, the next week I'm going up to 700. Okay, week after that I'm going. You got to push yourself up. So it's the same thing with meditation. Like, all right, boom, I'm gonna start with this 3 minutes. All right, next week 6 minutes. All right, next week after that 9 minutes. Week after that, all right, I'm going up to 15 minutes, man. All right, now you good. You getting used to it. So now you want to go deeper because you're gonna be more in tune with the spiritual realm around you. So that's gonna pull you into wanting to meditate more. It's just like going to work out, right? Like if you don't work out, then you have no sense of wanting to work out. But if a person ever worked out, you get a guilty conscience when you don't work out. You're like, I ain't worked out. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a guilt that comes over you. It's the same thing that happened with meditation. Like you take yourself to that brink, then now you start to, okay, I've been doing 10 minutes all last week. It's time to go up to 15. All right, I've been doing 15 this week. It's time to go up to 20. And when you get to 30-minute meditations, that's when you're going to see the power of meditation. I know that for a fact. I used to meditate for hours sometimes. You feel me? Like I done did it. Like I know the levels now. Am I always meditate for hours? No. You feel me? I do like 19 minutes, 30 minutes. You see what I'm saying? But I know for sure, and that's because I've gotten to that level within myself where I'm tapped in the source regardless, because I already let them in like that. I let them in. I gave my avatar to them. I let them in like that years ago. I did my sacrifice to them like here. But at the same time, I understand that nothing is like meditate for an hour, 2 hours. Like that's when you really understand the power of what you are. And you got to get to that point. You're just not going to get to that point. You're not just going to walk into that point. You feel me? You got to little by little. But like I say, at 30 minutes, you start to transcend the realm while still being in the avatar. So you got to understand that you exist outside of the body. I mean, that's just something you got to see for yourself. Because we could say it, a person could say it and say it and say it. But if you ain't never felt that awareness with everything around you, you got to see it. That's why it's called insight. Because you got to see it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to see it for yourself. So that's why I be like, I'm sending y'all the deepest insight before lectures, right? Because I'm like, y'all have to see for yourself. And when you go in, like I say, 30 minutes is at that level when because there's people that be like, man, I meditate, but don't nothing happen. But that's because you sitting there, you expecting something to happen. You going into meditation with a low vibrational sense of self. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just going into there, releasing everything and just enjoying where it take you. Let me see where my thoughts take me. Let me sit back and observe myself. You know what I'm saying? Let me connect on that level. Then once you get it on that level, now you can take it to the next level of actually putting an intent out there. Like, okay, well now since I got that level, now let me use it to manifest my intent. Okay, now that I can use it to manifest my intent, now let me start messing with the elements. Let me start connecting with the elements. Okay, let me go a step deeper. Let me start bringing in the Orishas. Let me start calling in spiritual forces that exist all around you at all times. Now it's like levels to it. But for those who've been wanting to know too about the meditation, when you get into that 30-minute mark, that's when you gonna see the benefits of true meditation. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 9 minutes, you ain't sat there long enough to really allow your spirit time to roam. You know, at 30 minutes, you starting to roam. But once you connecting though, if you get in the habit of meditating, it ain't gonna take you 30 minutes to take off. You be gone in 3 minutes. You be gone in 3 minutes. And then you'll notice sometimes you meditate, you'll stay longer. It'll be harder to go into that mode. You know, and then especially when you start adding like the mudras, right? You start adding the mudras and stuff like that because it's challenging to hold that. You know, you're trying to focus on hold your pinky fingers together by holding everything close.
Yes.
You know
When
what I'm
we were
saying?
doing the mass meditation, I held it,
Yeah.
but I was like, man, this is a challenge.
Yes, it's different. It's in there like
That's
this.
discipline.
But you want to start like
That's
this.
discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is basic. This is basic. This is opening your palm. So you letting all that, you just opening yourself to the universe. Because this type of form of this kills your energy. This kills you are electricity. We are electricity, first and foremost. Understand that you are electricity. You got all these cells, and these cells are full of electrons. So I'm not just saying like, you know, for the person to hear me say it, they're like, he's just saying it. Nigga, you electricity. Like, I mean that literally. Like, you full of cells, and these cells have trillions of electrons in them. These electrical outputs. You got chromosomes. This is electricity, photon energy. You full of plasma. You looking at the lightning strike. Lightning bolts is plasma. Now you got plasma all in you. You know what I'm saying? So it's about understanding, like, okay, so you said you can create lightning from you and project it and throw it at people like lightning bolts and lightning spears and you can do all that yourself. But if you don't have no understanding of that connection to it, you ain't gonna even attempt to try. And then you can't go into it thinking like a goddamn superhero movie neither. You can't be sitting there like, okay, well, I just saw Thor take off, so let me try to take off. You know what I'm saying? Into the air. Like, no, it don't work like that. You gotta have you gotta understand the science of why you are capable of that. So once you understand the science, now you use meditation to use your thoughts, because you understand that thoughts create matter. So once you understand that science, you understand that thoughts create matter. This is science. Okay, so if thoughts create matter, which is why it's mind over matter, now where can I use? It's only one place I can use my motherfucking mind at. Because when you open your eyes, everything is attacking your mind. Images, it's attacking your mind, and your brain is your neurons in your brain. Off every image is receiving certain codes off these images. So you got all these, it's like 1,000 motherfuckers talking in your head at one time. But when you close your eyes, you can use your brain now. You can use your mental plane. You can connect to the mental plane because it ain't no images. So you could connect. You can connect now. That's the whole point of closing the eyes and using this mental space you have. But when your eyes is open, you're not using your mental space. You are participating in what the mental realm has created. So I repeat that. When you open your eyes, the world that you see has been created from the within. It's created within first, then it manifests on the outside. Everything you see around you was somebody's thought in a motherfucking brain at first. This was a thought in a brain at first. And then it manifested. So when you opening your eyes, you're not living in the world of creation. You living in the world that was already created. This is why the future is always evolving and changing based upon your thoughts. In the events you experience in the present is the events you are from what you have already thought. You've already thought this world. In any world you think, you're gonna have to live that world. See what I'm saying? So you gotta go create. If you don't go create now, after your thoughts run out, after you get to experiencing your thoughts that you created, then you're gonna by default experience whatever other thoughts is being created. Because you're not doing no creating. So you just bouncing off of life. That's when life just throwing your ass around. You feel out of control. You ain't control. You ain't creating nothing. You ain't going. You gotta close them eyes. Let me go create. You gotta look at it like that. Like, I gotta create my world like the Sims. It's like the Sims. You gotta create your world. You building your world up. You gotta go within to do that. You can't do it nowhere else. You can't open your eyes and live it. You gotta create it first and then open your eyes and you can live it. So if you're not going in to meditate, you're not doing no creating. So now you just living whatever thoughts is projected towards you. And this is what commercial and advertising and all that come in at. You see what I'm saying? This is how your world started to be shaped and shifted for you. You feel me? Because you ain't doing no creating. But if you creating, when you open your eyes, you still gonna see other worlds that was created, but you're not gonna experience them or participate in them, and you're gonna recognize them for what they strictly are. Programs that were created by other thoughts.
Yep.
Them not my thoughts though.
Yep. I was saying that about fear. I was telling someone about fear, and I was like, that's how fear is created. Like, you're using they're not your thoughts. You're using every other person's thoughts to create something that's not there. Like, just let it go. Right. Like, I was trying to explain that.
No, for real. That's real. That's real. You know, so it's that's why we have to meditate. Like, if we looked at meditation as, okay, I'm living in a blank space, because everything that you see around you is just energy that was a thought. So you seeing energy and manifestation. This bottle was just a thought in somebody's head. We don't think like that, but it was just a thought before. So when you looking at it, you are experiencing that thought. That became matter. Thoughts become matter. This is now matter. But it was just a thought at first. Okay, so that applies to everything around you. Your house, your everything. And when you can look at the world that way, you're like, okay, now I see why I need to meditate. I have to go within to create. Because if not, it's just a blank space. And any energy gonna fill it. Because energy don't die, it dissipates. So it takes on space. And if you just got a blank space, energy gonna come and take it up. So if the ashe is going to come and take it up. You feel me? If you want to use their words, we're gonna call it energy. If we want to use our ancient words, we're gonna say ashe. The ashe gonna come take it up. You see what I'm saying? The ashe is gonna fill up that space. So you have to take your own ashe and using your soul and your spirit with that ashe and create. You go in to create and build. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because we're always the manifesting with our mind constantly. Everything, no matter what we think, it's like always coming into manifestation.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
That's why when stuff happens, I tell like people around me, just let it go. Like I'm not gonna focus on this 2 seconds. Cool, just let it go, especially if it's not something that's deep. Like nothing is really deep until you perceive it as that. Like, so I don't that's what I really wish majority people understood, that nothing is good or bad until you perceive it as that. Just live your life with a good intention. Like a good intention will spark everything. So
yeah, definitely. Definitely. That intent. That's why I say like the wars to be fought with the magic. Like how like all the people I would be sitting here in the university coming together, like ain't no way why we can't come together and be on that same intent. Like we don't have to be live to do that. That should be able to just be said. Like, look, y'all, on this day, everybody gonna sit at their house and we gonna grab this candle and carve this intent into the candle. Carve this into the candle. Everybody carve this in their candle. And we're gonna all meditate on that intent. You know what I'm saying? At this time, all motherfuckers got to do is keep their word and go actually do it. You know what I'm saying? You see how you'll see, what we really are. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to take. It's going to take the magic because they have hexed us. They are using magic on us. Yeah. So it's going to take magic, to free ourselves. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to take. You feel me? And we have our Sky family here helping us in this war, but it's a war. That's like people, I guess a lot of souls is thinking like, okay, well, the war just gonna be, we just get in the war and then, it's just we victorious. Like, no, it don't work like that. We fighting against ourselves. We fighting against other gods just as powerful as we is, but they just got a different intent, So it's a war. It's a fight. It's a battle. You know what I'm saying? It's a battle we gonna win. Yes, we definitely gonna win, but we can't never underestimate war though. Like, okay, it's real spiritual warfare. So this is why it's time to get that sage. It's time to get into learning how to protect yourself. That's what our magic is about, protection. It's more so about protecting ourselves. It ain't about, hurting nobody, you know what I'm saying, that don't deserve to be hurt. That ain't what magic is for. It ain't about for trying to cast love spells on people and make them love you and all this whole other crazy shit. Like, that ain't what that's for. Because people be doing that. People be doing that. You know what I'm saying? And now that's witchcraft. Now you on some witchcraft.
Surface level.
Yeah, because that's a negative intent. You ain't supposed to try to affect nobody's free will. You know what I'm saying? So if I ain't finna cast no spell to make you love me. You know what I'm saying? And people can do that to you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play and force your will like that. Like, I want that to be because you love me, like, because that's what we doing. I'm not finna try to put a concoction together to do that. So you got people that try to burn death candles, doom candles on people. Death unto my enemies. Like, that's like, you got people that do that type of stuff out here. You feel me? And it'll never work for them because they ass is moving with the wrong intent. And then now now it comes back to you tenfold because you done sent out all that negative energy from an unrighteous intent. So that's the only dangerous thing about teaching that type of practice online like that. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to talk more about it. Like me and my wife talk more about it. Like, but it's a lot of stuff that I just still would never say online because like we online. You know what I'm saying? And it's so simple for us to do and easy for people to do that motherfuckers will take it and run with it with a wrong intent. Motherfuckers be doing the wrong thing. Like you see a lot of that. I be going on YouTube and I be seeing people like they be having spells on YouTube and I just go look at them to see what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? And I be peeping like, okay, well, if you put this spell out here like that, it's still a work, yeah, but it ain't gonna have the same power as it would have had because you put too many eyes on it for one. And for two, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that don't deserve to know that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody soul ain't in the right place. They heart ain't in the right place. So now you got people that be trying to hurt people. Remember, we in a spiritual warfare. You got certain spirits and souls that's negative, and they don't know how to access to certain magic. So they'll come sneak around trying to learn some shit and then take it, and there they go. Because it's a divide. It's a great divide. So it's like, you know, we gotta be aware of that. But yeah, like our hoodoo, and that's a real thing. Like, and it's so powerful when we tap into it. You know what I'm saying? It's powerful energy. Tapping into getting them familiar with the Orishas, for example, like is another form of it. Learning about divination work. You know, tarot is all that's divination. Astrology, the zodiac sign, that's divination. It's a lot of little divination that's already been out there, but they didn't tell us that it was divination, part of divination. You know, tarot reading, divination. Zodiac sign, all that's divination. You know, being able to read the cosmos and stuff like that. Yeah, that's divination. You know, conjuring, casting spells, enchantments, all of that's divination work. All that come from us. All that's a part of what we do. You know what I'm saying? And we use it to protect ourselves. And because we not using it, we haven't been protecting ourselves. So you got to look at it like being in a boxing ring with your motherfucking hands down. That's how we walking around boxing ring with Tyson though, and our hands down like this. Tyson, what he gonna do? He's gonna boom, boom, knock your ass out. You know what I'm saying? We just walk around the boxing ring like this.
Clean.
No, for real though, like we ain't got no magic we been practicing, right? The worst we going through is a gun. So we like we just walk around the boxing ring with our you know what I'm saying? They walking up like, yeah, they just getting their row off. You know what I'm saying? You know, why they steady winning for? Why they steady winning?
Right.
But you mean, nigga, put your hands up. You know what I'm saying? You walk around like this. You know what I'm saying? What? We make it easy on the motherfucker.
People really think atomic energy gonna last. Like,
yeah, you know, so even getting into crystals, that's like divination. That's all forms of divination a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, especially once you learn to pull the energy out of them and connect with the energy of them. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to treating like just some jewelry or something. You know, if you could be like, okay, these crystals are alive, which they are. And you connect them and talk to, you could talk to your crystals like you talk to your plants. You hear me? I'm trying to tell you, it's real like that. Yeah, it's real like that. You know, like you gotta connect.
My babies.
Yeah, you gotta connect. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's all part of divination though. And it's like they using magic, so we ain't using magic. You know what I'm saying? So we wonder why because it's a major part that was taken away. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You feel me? Okay, that's why y'all cast us astray from that. That's why I said even knowing about the energy of the sun, that's magic. Knowing about what they want to call physics, that's like magic. That's why we didn't know too much about physics. Like just getting into chemistry, that's forms of magic. That's alchemy. In order to get into alchemy, you got to know about chemistry, and then like from alchemy, you could get into mental alchemy, which is a higher form of chemistry. Because alchemy is just like transmuting base metals to golds, but you could take it to a level where you can transmute thoughts, and you can transmute any energy that's coming your way, even if it's negative. You know, so
I got the kids.
that's mental. That's mental alchemy. So that's still all forms of like divination. So it's like how can we use all that type of stuff to our advantage if we don't know science, you know? And if science, most of us stopped at biology, and we didn't pay attention to that. So and we wasn't trying to really hear no science because our souls knew that they was lying to us about the science. So it's like they have, when you talking about spells, they have all type of spells that was intact on us, and the spells is broken down now. That's why it's so we awakening. A lot of them spells is broken down. They still got a few that's intact, like the money spell. Their money spell is still in attack right now. You feel they still got the food spell. You feel me? And I did lectures on these spells last year on Facebook, but they got the food spell, they got the money spell, they still got certain spells intact. You know, the whole reason people even want money. You know what I'm saying? It's symbolism of being used. It's magic at play here. It's magic at play here. This is spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare includes magic. People think spiritual warfare just is spirits. When you talking spirits, you talking magic. You still talking magic. Spirits is you talking the astral realms. You talking about science. Once again, you talking about the quantum realms. You talking about quantum energy, which is what we are at the spiritual level, spirits and souls. You feel me? When you project out of the avatar, you the spirit and the soul. So that's all energy. So that's all, once again, you talking quantum energy. You talking science. So it's like, which is that, and that's a higher form of science though, quantum physics and metaphysics. So and when you get into crystals, that's considered metaphysics. So once again, that's all divination, and that's all based around sciences. And we got so many esoteric sciences that they keep hitting from us. You know, when you start reading about like the Hermetic teachings and stuff like that, that's all like divination, the law of rhythm, the law of correspondence, the law of, you know, that pendulum swing. All that has to be understood so we can apply it. You know, like being on pressure points, like being in Bahamas and being in Jamaica, them pressure points, them valuable pressure points that if we really understood that pressure point, we can stand on that pressure point, like really apply some real energetic pressure on that point that would have a huge effect on their hold over our people, you know, and on certain spells that they're using. But if we don't know that, you get what I'm saying? How can we apply that?
Right.
You know, so and like I say, like we could all be doing it like together. We set a date, but the thing is, how many people gonna really go do it? You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
How many people gonna really go do it? You know what I'm saying? People like, I already do
Mm-hmm.
it. Ah, damn, I supposed to did it at 7. I know everybody said they was doing it. Now, if we come on here and do it, it's different. People will come, but I'm talking about something like that don't need to be done on here. It need to be like, okay, it's said on here, but we do it offline. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You feel
It's
me?
sacred.
Nah, for
It's
real.
sacred.
Like, okay, look, we're gonna do
Definitely.
this. Cause we just speaking our intent. Ain't nothing wrong with speaking your intent. We're gonna do this.
Right.
Because guess what? When you celebrating Christmas, them are rituals. That's all ways of bringing in what they intend. When you celebrating these holidays, that's magic right there. That's just used for negative. So it's witchcraft. That's what people got to see. You got to see it as that clearly for that. That's why I said, hey, when you and all that sun, you got to tap into that, goddess. You got to know where you at. You got sun and all the neuromelanin. You got both
People
going.
walk around down here with umbrellas, sunglasses. Like today, my aunt, she was like, "Do you want sunglasses?"
Right.
Like, no, I don't want any sunglasses.
No, I be needing to be blinded.
Right.
Blind me.
I don't need any sunglasses. Sun is amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Definitely. For real. Straight up. Y'all gotta.
I was recently in Georgia and I came back up here and I'm just like, I'm so sad. It's so gloomy up here. I miss the sun.
Yeah.
I miss going
So is
outside.
it cold
No.
anywhere there? Or not cold, but like, is it like in the 60s, 50s anywhere where you guys are?
I ain't even checked the weather
Yesterday was a
today.
little chilly in Atlanta, but it was sunny though.
Uh,
But it was just like that little wind chill.
Yeah, it had been a little chilly, Atlanta.
Mm. But it'd be sunny
Yeah, it'd
though.
be
But
sunny.
it just didn't.
Yeah, it'd be sunny too though.
Yeah,
It
they be trying to block the sun here too. And I don't see as many chemtrails as I see in America, but definitely they have they're doing the chemtrail stuff here. But it's not as much like
Yeah.
back when I was in Dallas, it was about 20 chemtrails a day. Like they were
Man,
going crazy.
I was driving on the road and then like I wanted to like when it turned morning, like fog just instantly hit. I was like, where the hell does fog come from? Like this was not just like this. Like
Yo, the clouds were literally on the like not the mountains. I don't like I wouldn't call it a
yeah.
mountain, but it's a bunch of trees just built up in one area, and the clouds were on top of them, and I'm like, what is this? Like, it's ridiculous, and they look
it
so
is very.
fake.
Mm-hmm. And the clouds we used to draw up in school.
The clouds used to what?
I said the clouds that they be making is the clouds we used to draw up in school. Them fluffy ass clouds.
She said them fluffy ass. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
For real.
Them big fat clouds motherfuckers used to draw in school. When we was kids.
Yes.
I used to draw my clouds
Yes.
all fat like that too though.
Exactly.
That's why I started laughing. I'm like, hell no, I remember drawing them fat ass clouds.
I couldn't stand school. Like every chance
no.
I got, I wanted to leave.
You just
I'm
took
like,
me back.
Man.
Hey, you
C's
just took
gonna
me
make
back
it.
though. Hold on. You just took me back in the days when I was young. I'm not a kid anymore. Some days instead of wish I was
For
a kid
real.
again.
You've been looking at the clouds like that's a fat ass cloud.
Hell no. Hey, but you heard her. She talking about it be them clouds like the ones we used to draw when we was kids. And that is how they be looking too, though.
Definitely.
That is hell.
fake. I'd be like, oh my God. I don't even like looking up like that no more. I be getting hot. I be like, come on, man. Who they think they lying to, man? You know what I'm saying? Everything I see, I be just shaking my head like, the
Man,
lies.
The comments
swear.
so real.
The
This
lies.
ain't never graduated.
I swear.
That's all
I
I
seen
say
some
now.
squirrels today. I was like,
I don't even let them finish the
fucking
sentence. I
squirrels.
just turn the TV on. As soon as I see them, I be like, the lies. I get up out of there immediately.
Man, these mosquitoes here are ridiculous. They're everywhere. Man, they're everywhere. They fly everywhere. That's why you have to keep the fan on. Otherwise,
The fan on.
yeah, the fan will like blow
Plus
them
the
away.
mosquitoes? What the hold
fan,
on? So how does the fan affect the mosquitoes? Because the mosquitoes, I know them niggas ain't worried about
So
no air
look.
blowing hard. Them niggas still biting. You
They
feel?
everywhere on my arm.
On the
Look at that.
real.
Oh wow.
So literally the
They have
fan,
like
they
instant
Shit.
coils too,
so I
for
don't
the
want to wear
mosquitoes to
any
keep them
Our
away.
off.
mosquitoes don't give a fuck about no wind.
So I don't want to wear off. So I
Niggas ain't
do
no
shea
fans
butter
gonna
and I
stop
just keep
nothing.
the fan away from them. But they don't come near the fan. They get trapped in the fan. So
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what I was saying. They have like instant coils for like the
this is the
mosquitoes to
Jamaicans.
keep them away.
Yeah, you gotta teach me that. I ain't gonna lie. If you know some shit, hey, don't
That's
hold it to your chest.
that's what the Jamaicans. Hey, I came here. My
You
family was
you
like,
say so the
look.
fan is trapping the mosquitoes?
So I was looking in this fan, and there's a couple
We
little
need them joints
mosquitoes
over
in
here in the
there.
States immediately.
Seriously, they were like, keep the fan on. That
Real.
will keep the mosquitoes away.
Damn. I need one of them fans. I ain't gonna lie to you. Soon as March hit, I'm gonna be inboxing you like, look, I need 3 of them. Matter of fact, Lay room, Zoe room, yeah, and down. We need 4 of them joints. Downstairs, my room and the kids' room. Our room and the kids' room. You feel me? On the real. Hey, babe, my hoodie downstairs.
That's crazy.
All right, cool.
They be fucking you up.
As long as I
The
got one
mosquitoes.
down.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess. I should put some eucalyptus oil. I'm gonna do that.
They be liking that though. They be attracted to that.
Eucalyptus oil.
Like when